Hello everyone. Again I am back over here with science subject of class 10th. It is the part of life processes chapter. Here we are just going to discuss nutrition and types of nutrition. What is nutrition, students? Nutrition is not just intaking the nutritive food, but it is also including the process whereby we will be utilizing this food for getting energy. Why is nutrition required? Organisms need energy for performing various activities. It may be physical or may be the cellular activities. And for performing this activity, the nutrients are going to supply energy. So, organisms need various raw material for growth and repair of the body. And this raw material that is providing energy are called nutrients. Nutrients are the material that provide nutrition to the organism. Correct? These nutrients are generally carbohydrate, protein and fats, which are required in larger quantity, and hence they are known as macronutrients. Along with this, minerals and vitamins are also required, but these are required in small amount, and hence they are said micronutrients. So, this is a chart which is showing the nutrition in plants and nutrition in animals. Plants are having chlorophyll, they are green in color, they are able to prepare their own food. So, they are said to be autotrophs. While animals do not have chlorophyll, they are not able to synthesize their own food, and hence they are dependent for their food on the other plants or maybe other animals. So, such type of animals are said to be heterotrophs. So, there are two types of modes of nutrition: autotrophic mode of nutrition and heterotrophic mode of nutrition. In autotrophic mode of nutrition, organic material like CO2, water are utilized and organic food is prepared, synthesized by the process of photosynthesis. The best example is green plants. While heterotrophic nutrition are in those animals who do not possess the ability to synthesize their own food, and hence they are dependent on the autotroph or maybe some other animals for their food directly or indirectly. So they are said to have a heterotrophic mode of nutrition. All the animals, fungi, they are the example of heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Again, modes of nutrition are autotrophic and heterotrophic. We are going to discuss autotrophic at present. So autotrophic mode of nutrition is seen in those organisms which are able to synthesize, which are able to prepare their own food. The examples, as we have discussed, green plants and the blue-green algae are the example for autotrophic mode of nutrition. And the organism is called as autotrophs. The schematic equation, what happens in autotrophic mode of nutrition is written over here. That is, autotrophs are using simple organic material and are converting them into complex high energy molecules like carbohydrate. This is what is happening in autotrophic mode of nutrition, or what the autotroph do. So autotrophic nutrition is fulfilled by the process by which autotrophs take in CO2 and water and are converting this material into carbohydrate in presence of chlorophyll and sunlight by the process of photosynthesis. Students, here is the equation for photosynthesis reaction. You can see over here, carbon dioxide and water are reacting with each other in presence of sun energy, solar energy, and there is chlorophyll over here. Students, do you know why chlorophyll? No. So CO2 and H2O, they cannot react with each other at normal temperature. It is an endothermic reaction. It requires energy. So this energy is obtained by the plant from sun. But getting sun energy, it doesn't have any other mechanism to get sun energy. So they are having chlorophyll pigment, that is the green color pigment in the leaves or the green part of the plant, which has the capacity to trap sunlight. So chlorophyll is trapping sunlight and it is providing it to carbon dioxide and water, and they react with each other to give you simple say sugar, that is a type of carbohydrate, and oxygen gas is released. So nutrition in plant. Green plant prepare their own food. They make food in the presence of sunlight. Sunlight provides energy. Carbon dioxide and water are the raw material, and the chloroplast is a site where the food is made or food is synthesized. What is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is the process by which the green plants make their own food. During this particular process, the solar energy first is converted to chemical energy, and thus carbohydrates are formed. Here the green leaves are the site of photosynthesis because green leaves are having chlorophyll in them. So you can see the equation over here. 6 molecules of carbon dioxide combines with 12 molecules of water in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll to give 1 molecule of glucose, 6 molecule of oxygen and 6 molecule of water. Clear, students? So what are the raw material for photosynthesis? As we have just discussed in few slides, it is sunlight, chlorophyll, carbon dioxide and water. So sunlight is obtained from the sun. Chlorophyll is for absorbing the sunlight, okay, and that is done by chloroplast. Carbon dioxide, CO2, it enters in the body through the stomata, the small opening, and whereby oxygen is released during the reaction, which is the byproduct, and that is added back to the atmosphere. Water is obtained from the soil, and along with water, dissolved minerals like nitrogen, phosphorus are also taken up by the roots. The next is, how do raw material for photosynthesis become available to the plants? So water is coming from the soil, which is moving to the leaves by the xylem tissue, okay, that is from the root to the stem. Carbon dioxide is entering through stomata, and the site of photosynthesis, as I just told you, is chlorophyll. The main events of the photosynthesis are, that is the steps by which the carbohydrate is formed. So the first and foremost is chlorophyll is absorbing the light energy, it is trapping the solar energy, and this solar energy is converted into electrical energy by breaking, and it splits up say water molecule into hydrogen and oxygen. This hydrogen is going to react with carbon dioxide and form carbohydrate, that is C6H12O6. So because there is addition of hydrogen, it is said to that carbon dioxide is getting reduced over here. And see, students, here oxygen that is liberated during the process of photosynthesis is not from carbon dioxide molecule, but it is by splitting of water molecule. Clear? So sunlight activates chlorophyll, which leads to the splitting of water molecule. The hydrogen released from the water molecule is reacting with carbon dioxide to produce carbohydrate. Oxygen is a byproduct which is released in the air. Carbohydrate is subsequently converted into starch, and then it is stored in the leaves or in any other storage parts. The splitting of water molecule is a part of light reaction, that is the reaction which takes place in the daytime. At night, photosynthesis does not take place, but the energy required is obtained from the food that is synthesized in the daytime, that is stored in the storage part. So that particular reaction by which the stored food is used for getting energy is called dark reaction. Stomata are the tiny pores present on the lamina of the leaf through which the exchange of gases is taking place, that is taking in of CO2 and giving out of carbon dioxide during the process of photosynthesis. Clear? And through this particular opening, even the water vapor is lost during the transpiration process. Opening and closing of stomatal pore is based on the water concentration level in the guard cell and the surrounding cell. Here in the first this particular slide, you can see that the stomatal pore is surrounded by two kidney cells called guard cell. These guard cells are having chlorophyll in them as well as nucleus, and the surrounding the guard cell are the subsidiary cell, or you can say they are the normal cells. About the opening and closing of the stomatal pore, I'll be explaining this particular portion by a short video clip of 4 to 5 minutes, which will be in the second part of the same video. So do not forget to watch second part of this particular video, where I am going to explain you what is or how the stomata opens and closes. Clear? Especially it is based on the main principle or the basis of opening and the closing of stomata is on the difference in the concentration of water between the guard cell and the surrounding cell. Significance of photosynthesis. What is the meaning of significance? It is importance of photosynthesis. Students, during photosynthesis, plant is using sunlight. Sunlight cannot be obtained by any other animal in the normal way. And as we all know, solar energy or the sun is the main source of energy. So all the living organisms present in the ecosystem obtain their energy for performing different activity from sun directly or indirectly. And it is these plants, by the process of photosynthesis, is trapping the solar energy and making it available to the other living being. So green plants are the main producers of food in the ecosystem. All other organisms directly or indirectly depend on the green plants for food. The process of photosynthesis also helps in maintaining the balance of carbon dioxide and oxygen in the air. So let's go for the next, that is types of nutrition, that is heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So we have discussed up till now the autotrophic mode of nutrition. Now it is heterotrophic mode of nutrition. In this mode of nutrition, the organism is not able to synthesize its own food. Therefore, it is depending on other living organism or on green plants. Organism other than green plants and the blue-green algae follow the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Heterotrophic mode of nutrition are of three types: saprophytic nutrition, holozoic nutrition, and parasitic mode of nutrition. First we will see saprophytic mode of nutrition. Students, over here, in the saprophytic mode of nutrition, the organism obtain their food from dead and decaying organic matter. What it does is, the saprophyte, the organism which is obtaining food by saprophytic mode of nutrition is known as saprophyte. So the saprophyte may be the plant or the fungi, you can say. So what it does is, it is releasing digestive juices on the dead and decaying matter, where the digestive juices are going to convert the organic matter into liquid, and then this liquid part is absorbed by the saprophyte and it is obtaining nutrition. Mushroom is the best example of saprophyte. In Gujarati we say biladini top. Then the next is parasitic mode of nutrition. Students, parasites are the one which obtain their food from other living organism. Saprophytes were obtaining their food from non-living dead decaying material, while parasites are the one which are obtaining the food from living organism. The organism from which it is obtaining food is called host. Here the host is always harmed because the food is absorbed by the parasite from that living organism. Here the parasite is absorbing the food from the body of the host, where it may damage the host or even kill at some time. This phenomena is known as parasitism. Here you can see the picture of a parasite. You can see the leech, you can see tapeworm, and you can see even cuscuta. Next few slides are going to show you, I'll be showing you the pictures of the parasites. This is cuscuta. Cuscuta are the yellow thread-like structures which are seen on the plants growing. Okay, in Gujarati we say gado. So cuscuta is a parasite which is growing on the other plants. It's obtaining food from the other plant. Here is the slide of peach plant. You can see in the peach there are two flies. As soon as it touches the peach, the covering which I have just say with my thumb I have just holded it. It will be getting closed as soon as the fly touches the peach. So once the lid get closed, the peach is going to secrete the digestive enzyme which is going to digest this fly that has entered in, and then it will convert it into liquid and the liquid will be absorbed. The next slide is of the Venus flytrap. We can see in the second half of the slide that is the housefly has got trapped in the Venus flytrap, where again after getting trapped, the inner portion of that particular leaf is going to secrete digestive juices, and the fly is going to get digested, will be converted into juice and will be then absorbed by the plant. The next slide is about the written portion of saprophytic mode of nutrition and parasitic mode of nutrition. One particular mode of nutrition is remaining, that is holozoic mode of nutrition. Students, holozoic mode of nutrition is obtaining food, or it takes in food as a whole. It is not absorbing the food in the form of liquid. It directly takes bite and take the food, and that particular taking in of food is called ingestion. The next slide is showing the difference between the holozoic, saprophyte and parasite mode of nutrition. Now let us discuss a little about nutrition in amoeba. Students, amoeba is unicellular organism, and the same one particular cell is going to perform the whole function of nutrition. It is following the holozoic mode of nutrition. So here what happens is the different steps of this holozoic mode of nutrition. I am just making it clear in the next slide. Say over here. Okay, the next slide is making still more clear holozoic mode of nutrition. The first one says that amoeba is sensing the food. As the food comes closer to amoeba senses the food, and its cell membrane is going to produce pseudopodia, that is the false leg, around the food, and the food is then taken in. That is in the third number slide. You can see that the food is taken in along with water. This is known as food vacuole. You can see the fourth slide where enzymes are secreted from the cytoplasm and are added it into the food vacuole, where the food is going to get digested, and once the food is getting digested, it becomes a soluble material and it will be absorbed. After absorption it will be assimilated, that it will be used up. Okay, and after it gets used up, the waste that is formed will be remaining in the vacuole, and this vacuole slowly gradually comes towards the periphery, that is towards the plasma membrane, and it will be disposed out or expelled out. So here is a written portion of the holozoic mode of nutrition: ingestion, taking in of food, digestion, that is the digestive juices are added to the food vacuole and the food is getting digested, absorption of the digested food material, assimilation, that is utilizing this digested food for getting energy and growth, egestion, that is whatever undigested food is there left out will be thrown out of the body, and that is called egestion. Students, amoeba is a unicellular animal which follows the holozoic mode of nutrition. The cell membrane of the amoeba keeps on protruding into pseudopodia once it senses the food. Amoeba surrounds the food particle with pseudopodia and makes a food vacuole. The food vacuole contains food particle and water. Digestive enzymes are secreted in the food vacuole and the digestion takes place. After that, digested food is absorbed from the food vacuole, and finally the food vacuole moves near the cell membrane along with the undigested food, and then it will be expelled out. Okay, students? So, now this is all about the nutrition portion. Now, in the next we are going to see the video clip on how these stomata are closing and opening. Okay, it is no doubt going to be a short video, maybe of 5 or 6 minutes, but it will be very, very interesting. So don't forget to see my next video, which is going to explain you the opening and closing of the stomata. So students, if you have liked this particular video, then don't forget to like and subscribe my channel to get the notification of the next videos that will be uploaded. And again, I am reminding, my next video will be on a video that is going to explain you the opening and the closing of the stomata very clearly. Okay, till then remain tuned with my videos, and goodbye.